For changing the needles, go ahead and unthread your needles, lower down the presser foot, and then bring the needles up to their highest position. So what you're going to find, you need your pack of needles. Notice they are EL-X-705. That is not a sewing machine needle. That's a special overlock needle. So make sure you always have extras of these at your fingertips. If you have any trouble with your serger, threads are breaking, change a needle. It's probably that. So how do you change your needle? You first need your Torx screwdriver here, and you need your needle threader because it has the handy dandy little hole at the end. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to slide this up the left needle. That's just to kind of catch it while I loosen the screw. So the serger setup is A and B. They're the screws way back here. C, D, and E, those would line up with the cover stitch needles. They have the long ovals on the front of the foot. So we don't use those unless you're going over to cover stitch or chain stitch. So this is, again, just to hold it to catch it. And I'm going to loosen that A needle and then give it a little bit of a wiggle, and it drops on down. So just like that. Now before I go serging away, I'm going to come back up here and tighten that. Make sure that does not wiggle loose later. Now here's just a note. So that needle, as it was up in there, that screw was originally sitting and tightened up against that needle shaft. So once we took the needle out and we tightened that screw, it went in a lot further. So when I go to put this needle back in, I'm going to need to actually take the screw out, not just a little bit, but a lot. So I get that all the way cleared out so that needle can go straight up. Okay, and then come back in and tighten against the top shaft there. So when I go to put a needle back in, there is a flat side on the back, so I'm going to just position that kind of at the very end. I'm going to put the tip of the needle down first, lift straight up, kind of side by side. It is kind of angled, so once you match the angle, it's really easy. Now right now it's not high enough. You can see by the tips down below here, they are not even at all. So, and that's because I haven't loosened that screw yet. So let's go ahead. I'm going to loosen the A1. Remember, it's got to come out plenty. And as soon as it comes out far enough, those needles, see how it almost clicks up there, then I'm going to tighten it. Check out the height. Do you notice that the left needle is higher than the right one? And it always will be that way. So sometimes when I'm changing from a wide 3-thread to a narrow 3-thread, for example, I'll go ahead and put the missing needle back in, check the height, then remove the one that I don't need. There is no extra work in doing that. It just is a way to check, because if you only had one needle in, how do you know if you got it high enough? So that's really easy to do. Again, change needles when you have some trouble. Always have extra needles at your fingertips that are the EL-X-705.